now we've got our product thing created here, which is our product table created, and we've created a bunch of fields for our products, and we've created our simple layout here so we can kind of just get quick access to kind of visualize everything. And for me, my solution, this simple layouts are for developers. They are not for the end users. The end user won't use that. That's just something so you can view it real quick. So I think we're ready to get started with our actual product card, right? So we're going to need a layout, and this is what's going to open like when we're in our system here, and we're looking at a big database, a big list of products, and we say, oh, I want to open this product. It will open a little card, a small little window that we call cards, and we'll be able to look at that product. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new layout. So we can go to File and Manage and Layouts, or you can just hit Shift Command L for Mac or whatever that is for you guys. It's always best to start trying to use these. And we're going to hit New. I'm going to actually make a new folder. So this is everything that's going to be on a computer. These are going to be computer layouts. They're all going to be kind of using the same theme, which is going to be different than layouts on an iPhone or on a tablet or something like that. So I've got to, and it put that inside simple. I'm going to move that out of here, boom, and move it to, let's put it right there. Boom, there we go. And now I'm going to also make a new layout, and this is going to run on the computer, and this is going to be a product card. Now, and it's going to be we're going to use the form layout, and from products, show records from, we're going to need to have a new instance of that. So a new table occurrence rather, because so now we're going to kind of, before we even start really building layouts, we're going to have to kind of get into our relationship management. So here you see we have our little simple things here. There's our theme layout, our products, and these are all, kind of base stuff here that aren't going to really be connected to other things because we're not actually going to use them in our solution here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Option and then click on products and drag it. And you see now we have a second table occurrence. Okay. Now, what that means is as we build our relationships from one table to another, from products to suppliers to the supplier products and to invoices and all that stuff, when we're looking at things, the computer needs to know where to go to get the information through these relationships. So if you have some huge, humongous graph with 10 billion different relationships going all over, it's got to hunt through all of those to find the information it needs. So what we do is we create a lot of smaller occurrences of these tables. Now, this is not a new table, right? There's still only 2 tables here, but I'm going to change the name of this, all right, to, we're going to call this like table occurrence. We're going to call this, how about table occurrence 1? Kind of forgot how I do this here. But anyway, we'll call it table occurrence 1, or I guess we know what we're talking about. It's T1 and it's going to be products. Right, and so this is when everything is all lined up. We're going to kind of know what we're looking at. All the T1s will be together. All the T2s will be together once we get deeper into the development process. And again, there are definitely people way better than me at this kind of thing who have all this stuff planned out ahead of time. But I just figured, why not just wing it? So here we go. Products. It's our first table occurrence. And we'll click OK. So if we now go into our database, Shift Command D, and look, and we look at tables, we still only have the 2 tables. We didn't create a new table. It's just new table occurrence, right? So that as we build out this little kind of context here, the computer's not going to look through every table we've created for information. It's only going to look through the ones in this particular table occurrence, right? And everything that's connected to it. So it makes our system run smoother, faster, makes everything easier to understand. So now when I create my new layout, I'm going to go in here to manage layouts. I'm going to create my new, under the computer, I'm going to create a new layout now, and it's going to be product card layout. But we're going to show from products, right? It's going to be on the computer and it's going to be a form. So now here we go. We're looking at this. Now, when we open this, it's not going to have navigation and all this stuff, right? It's going to be like a pop-up. So we don't need this navigation. So let's get rid of it. All right. So how do we do that? We go to layouts and then part setup, and we can click on top navigation and just delete it. We don't need that. All we need is a straight up body for the cards, at least in my little version here, my little world. And let's shrink this up because we want it to be what? We'll make it 500. We want this card to pop up and be how big? Let's make it 500 by 425. That looks like a good card. Maybe a little bit smaller. What about 500 by 400? We can always change it later. All right, so let's say, you see how I got on 401? It'd be quicker to just come over here and type 400, right? So anyway, so now we've got our product card here. Now, how do we want it to look? This is where having your theme all set up come in. We can go part color 1, maybe, part color 2, part color 3. Well, let's think, what is it going to be? What is the rest of our solution going to be? What is the main portion of our solution? Something probably kind of easy on the eyes here. All right, but it looks like we kind of have these kind of main choices here. And so I'm thinking, we'll probably make the main portion of everything be right here, right? It'll be, or maybe you want it to be darker. Maybe you want the main application to have kind of a darker feel to it. And then when we hit our pop-ups, there'll be a lighter color. Why not? Let's do that. It's really, whatever you want to go with. So here we go. So now our body color is this part color 2 that we've chosen. You see how it's going to make everything just mesh together by having that that done ahead of time with your theme. Great. So now here we go. We got our body. We're going to be choosing from products here. Now, on my product card, I kind of like to see what I'm looking at right here at the top, but we're going to need some products and we're going to need some suppliers. I think we already did make one product, didn't we? So we can use that kind of for now. Now, across the top of my product card, I want to see right away what I'm going to put the name in like a little window here, and then I'm going to probably put our product key up at the top here. So let's start with making I like to have a separate little box here that I'm going to put some brief information that we're going to take a look at here. So I know exactly what I'm looking at. So I'm going to go over here to box, and there we go. There's some tools we'll probably need at some point. And I'm just going to draw a box, right? And I'm going to leave a little space at the top because I'm going to want to write something up there. And then we're going to have more information down below. But I'm kind of thinking it's going to look like this, and let's move it over a little bit, give ourselves a little bit more room. And how do we want this box to look? Well, how do we want it? We can change our swatch here. Ooh, I kind of want the contrast that's baked into this. I like that orange one, or maybe this gold one here. Ooh, I like that. All right, so let's use this orange one, and let's solid, but in the line, I like it to have a little border like this. See that white line? I like that. So we're kind of getting into design stuff here, but I'm just shooting from the hip here to see what happens. All right, so, oh yeah, I got to click on the box so I can see information here. All right, we're picking that one. I want it to be a little bigger. Let's make it a 2. And I like to have rounded corners. Why not? Makes it nice and easy on the eyes. So let's try a 5. Look, I like that. I like the way that looks. So now here we are. We're staying within our theme. And now we got a little box here. You know what? Sometimes the names of these things can be a little long. I'm going to lengthen that out just a touch. And let's see, I got 180. I like to make it things nice round numbers. Let's make it 180 by 125 or 120. Let's make it 120. 180 by 120. There we go. There's our little box to put some information. Now, how are we gonna put some info there? Well, let's just drag the things we want on here. So I want to have our SKU, and let's say in your business you have your SKU showing a lot, right? So we're going to take this, but I don't want to have this big field, and I don't want this to be where people can get in, and average users and just anybody in your old company can get in here and change that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this SKU and I'm going to change the style. First of all, it's an edit box, right? I'm going to go in here, and how are we going to do this? Let's see here. Transparent field. Let's try that. And then for the text, well, let's make our text Helvetica 14. Let's just try it here. Let's make it white. All right, so now when we get out, oh, and one more thing. I don't want people clicking in here. This is just for display purposes. I don't want people clicking in here and changing things, right? So I'm going to go in here and change the, so you can see here this turned red. I'll talk to you about that in just a second. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change so that people cannot edit it. Over here is where we have information about our data. Field entry, so people can click in there and enter into the field. No, I don't want them to do that. So it's not going to be in browse mode or find mode. We're going to do somewhere else for that kind of thing. I don't want my end users having to even enter find mode, right? So I'm just going to click it here and let's exit layout and see how it looks. Oh, not bad, except we've got that over there on the left. And I think I might want to make it bold, right? And I want to center it, I'm thinking. So let's go back over here and let's make it bold. So that field is going to be listed in bold, and I want it to be centered, right? So now so here's how it's going to look now. It's going to show that, and when you're using it, I'm clicking. I cannot click inside of there and change everything. So that's going to show our SKU. Now, I don't want this to be, well, I've changed it, right? Now, here's the question. I changed our style here under transparent field. Is that how it's always going to be? Is it always going to be white? Well, if I were to put a bunch of black text here, I don't think that would look right. I don't think it would look right on here, but probably the transparent field is useful somewhere to have the native black text. So the question is, do I want to change the style here, which anytime we use it to look just like this, or is it going to be a new style? I'm thinking this is kind of new. I'm gonna save as a new style. And what am I going to call this style? I'm going to call it info box. We could say header or title, right, or something like that. So whenever we pop up an info box, we're going to have a title. I could put orange here, or I could even put info box, or I could even put transparent info box, transparent info box title white, something like that. Whatever you want to do. And so now we've created a new style. So any time we go down and select that style, it's going to look just like that. It's going to make things easy. But now we've changed our theme because it has a whole new style in it. Well, yes, we want to go ahead and changes to the theme as well. So now when we exit, bam, there we go. Starting to look nice. But I also want to see the name, right? So now I'm going to drop the name on here. Boom. And let's get rid of our little thing here. And if I click here and change my style, transparent title box white, there we go. Look, it puts it in the middle and everything. But this is going to be a little different, right? This is going to be, see how there's just not enough room there? And also maybe I don't want this bold. Maybe I do want 2 lines. Let's see what it looks like now. I don't like them both being bold, but I think the 2 lines is okay, but I think I do want to make it a little smaller, right? So I'm going to make some changes here, and I'm going to take off the bold. I'm going to bring this down to a 12, and I'm going to take a look at it. I like that. So now we have that there. Maybe I'll bring it down a touch. Use my arrows. Boop, 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 boop. You can see how everything's all lined up. There's my name of everything. But again, I've changed my style. So I'm going to change this. I am going to save a new style. And it's going to be, oh, what did I call the other one? Cancel. I'm going to look up what that other one was. I can't highlight the text. If it's transparent info box, title white, I'm going to change this to transparent info box. Wait, cancel. Save new style. Transparent info box. And it's going to be not the title, but the actual info. Info. And it's white. Now that can start to get problematic, I guess, if you do tons and tons of it, but I have a feeling I'm going to do this on a lot of cards, right? So I'm going to save changes to the theme and bam. So now as we go through, we can just select those styles. Now, one thing I want to see on my product card is I want to show some more info. Like right when I pull it up, I want to know the last time somebody tinkered with this, and I want to know when this product was created. Okay, so if we go back in here, it comes, when we created this, Filemaker went ahead and created these 2 fields for us. Let's take a look at them. Our creation timestamp and our modification timestamp. All right, so now if we look at these, it has it all listed out like that. Well, I don't want to see everything. I don't want to see all that information. If I need to go in there and get it, maybe, but that's a lot. I just want to see the date. Well, it gets a little complicated to display a field in a different way than it is showed there. And so I think, and I'm going to use it quite often. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here, and in my fields, I'm going to create a new field under product, and it's going to be a calculation field. And I'm going to call this created date, not timestamp. Or you know what? The other one's called creation. So I'm going to call it creation. Creation date. It's going to be a calculation. And so I want to take out that timestamp. So what this is going to be is it's going to be get as date. And then what are we going to get as date? The creation timestamp. So now this field, whenever I drag this field on, boom, it gives me a number. Now, why is that? Why does it give me this big number? Because that's how many days until January 1st, year 0 or something like that. It's kind of hard for me to remember off the top of my head. But so I'm going to go down here and I want to change it to display. So I'm going to my little information stack here, or whatever you want to call that, format that as a date. Ooh, it's not working. Why can't I format it as a date? Currency, percent, scientific notation. Well, I don't want to I don't want field entry here. Control style. Well, just want to leave it like this. Actually, let's change our style here. The transparent info white, and still is showing as that weird date here. Why is it not getting as a date the creation timestamp? Well, let's figure it out. Format, general, decimal, currency, scientific notation. I scroll, nothing happens. This is grayed out, so I can't click it. Select input method, blah, 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 blah. All right, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that one. What if I put it as a drop-down calendar? Well, I'm stuck. All right, well, we'll come back to that. I'll do a separate video for that one. Like I said, I'm no black belt. We'll come back to that and figure that out. I just want to get the main layout here before I move on. All right, so we'll come back and do a special video about displaying the timestamp as a date. Next, I'm going to do another box here. So I'm going to, in my layout mode, I'm going to option click and pull that over here to the side. And this will kind of be my edit box. All right, so I'm going to have this be a different color. I'd like it to be like a gray, maybe that light one. So I'm looking through here and, should I change it to one of these? Yeah. Well, you know what? I kind of want it gray. Why not? Let's make it gray. So I'm just going to come over here and wait, shadow rectangle. No, don't want that. All right. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change it in my art palette, whatever that's called. And actually, let me change this to a swatch so it doesn't have all that gradient stuff. So I'm going to go in here. Don't want it that gray. No, I want it lighter. That gray. There we go. And I'm going to change this to my edge. Change that to a 2 like I did before, and change it to a quarter radius of 5. And I'm going to change this as a new style. I'm going to call this an edit box. All right, and then so we're going to save that to our awesome retail theme. And in here, we'll put some information. And we'll come back to this in another video because I feel like this video is getting a little bit long. But now we're going to add, I just want to get the main idea going here. Now we're going to want to add a thing with tabs here. And what are some of the tabs we're going to have? We're going to have an info tab, and well, let's just get going here. We're going to create this tab, and then we've got info. We're going to want a maybe there's options, for each tab we're going to create. Maybe there's maybe as we sync it with other solutions, there's going to be a web tab, and we're definitely going to want to check our inventory. So there'll be an inventory tab to manage, inventory for this particular thing. Maybe if we've got serial numbers, we're going to have that tab. If you want to take notes, we got that. And then you got GL accounts, right? Your general ledger accounts for all the stuff that has to do with accounting. So look at all these tabs we got. Oh, they're way too big. So look, when I click on this, I can, let's make these tab widths fit. Let's see how many points we got to do. Oh, that's too many. Well, how wide is this, right? How many tabs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 tabs, and how wide is our bad boy here? If we click here, we can see how wide it is. We should be able to, or somewhere. There we go. What's the size of this card? The width is 373. That's a weird amount. Oh, wait, that's just for this one. Right, so 373, well, I'm going to change that to 375 because I just want things to be kind of normal numbers like that. So now that's right in the middle. Bam, that looks a little better. or at least the number looks a little better when I look at it. So what is 375 divided by 7? Well, 375 divided by 7 is 53.57 yada, yada, yada. So let's just go 53.6 on these sizes here. 53.6 points. Okay, and that's all of them, but now we can't read the sizes, right? 12 points. What happens if we make it like 5 points? Oh, nothing happens. So let's put that back as 12. So I don't know what that was we were changing. Solid 1, blah, blah, blah. Here we go, 14. What if we change this down to 8? There we go. Everything fits now. Wonderful. And let's make everything centered because it looks a little weird. There we go. Now we got GL in the middle. All of it's centered here. And let's change that serial number to have a space in it. And maybe a period right there. Uh-oh, it didn't change. We probably got to save or something like that. I'll put that period right there. Oh, rename. There we go. Rename. Now click OK. And there we go. That might even be a little bit small. Let's bring it up to a 9. I lost my no. Lost my NO. Let's bring it back to an 8. All right, might as well finish this bad boy up here. Right here, I am going to want this to be where you can modify things. Just want it to be obvious, you know. And also, we can lock down these fields and stuff for various people. They have various levels of access. I'm drawing a blank on the language of how we say it. But okay, let's say we go ahead and put our name up here. That's going to be smaller. So we put our name over the top of it. Boop, boop. I don't like it being 14. Let's make it 12. Let's make this guy be even with the end. All right, and then we'll say we're going to put our description here. Did I not make a description? Nope. Let's make a description. So look right here, new field, description. And we're going to change this down to a 12. You know, I think this is something that's going to be changed all the time. So I'm going to click here. My default, I do want it to be a 12 and not a 13. So I'm going to save changes to the current style. Save changes to my theme. Drop this in here. And put this guy right here. Bring this over. Let's take up a little more room. So now we can kind of fill out our description. Oh, I'm going to want this to be, 12. Okay, from the left, I want it to be up at the top. Let's expand this name to be the same size. Oh, how wide do I have that here? 162 points. What if we make it an even 160? Yeah, let's make this 160 as well. It's just a better number. I don't know, there's a lot of space. What if we go 165? Yeah, that'll work. You know what? I say bigger, 170. And now when we put it there, boom. That can be 170 as well. And our description, right, even with the rest. And I like to put a little colon there. In fact, we can select all 4 of those elements. And when we go down here, we'll click align. Aligns them all up on the left. My description is a little closer than my name. Let's bring that name down a little bit. I think part of the problem here is if I make this smaller, boom, there we go. Maybe this needs to come up. All right, so now we exit, and there we have it. And now I'll finish filling out our tabs here later. We'll add some descriptions. Right here, we can click in here and we write, this is a physical product which will require sales tax to be paid. All right, so that's what kind of, so in the heat of battle, if you're selling something on the floor, but nobody put it in the computer like they were supposed to, and you got a customer there waiting on you, you need to put this in and take notes or whatever. There you go. All right, so product cards starting to come together. All right, we'll look at more design elements later.